Hello everyone, Andy Schwab here from the Montana Soil Health Symposium in Billings. It's been a great convention so far this week. Continuing on today, it'll actually have, well, a sellout crowd. With us now, Corey Falk. Corey, he was one of the presenters, and with Happy Steer Ranch, he had the opportunity to talk to quite a few producers here on a breakout session, go over just some of the things that you guys focus on there on your ranch near Sunburst about the soil health and everything you guys do there.
Sure. So yeah, we've started really focusing on adding biology back into the farm and cutting inputs and really just focusing on cutting out stuff that's affecting the soil health. So we've seen a pretty big return out of that on the farm side, which has been great.
Absolutely. You know, yesterday we also had the chance to listen to you and the meat side of things where you guys are also direct to consumer. Talk about that endeavor that you've had so far.
Yeah, that was real interesting yesterday listening to bigger and smaller size producers. We'd be on the smaller end of the cattle thing, but it's a major challenge, but it's also been great meeting all the customers marketing that beef. So that's been the hardest business we've ever tried to put together, I will say that.
When you pair those two together, soil health and direct to consumer, how's that relationship been for you?
Well, that's been great because people buy the story, right? And so they love the story of what we're trying to do to the land. And on top of that, they're actually real receptive to the grass-fed beef thing. So that's been good. Yeah.
It certainly has. Well, of course, as mentioned, that's going to continue on throughout today, and we'll be bringing you more coverage here. And come back with me in an hour, though, to check out your markets.
Ask Montana farmer Walt Sales about the challenges of mental health in agriculture.
Another drought. There always is. There's always going to be another something. I grew up in a generation of you pulled yourself up by your bootstraps, but it's become evident is what do you do if you can't even find those bootstraps? If you need to talk to somebody, go to beyondtheweather.com for free counseling for Montana ag producers.
Welcome back, everyone. Andy Schwab here with your Farm and Ranch News. The latest World Ag Supply and Demand Estimates report was released yesterday on the coarse grain sector. Well, there was not a lot of surprises, while some of the wheat complex did see some small increases towards their ending stocks in the U.S. For the livestock sector, Wednesday's WASDE report favored the cattle and beef markets as beef production for 2023 was raised by 50 million pounds. That was stemmed from aggressive cow slaughter, while the reduction for the second quarter did portray the tighter fed cattle supplies. All in all, the latest WASDE report hardly moved the needle as traders were really focused on Argentina production changes for the corn and soybeans, and they got pretty close to those in the pre-report expectations. While the cattle futures did react as expected following that report, with feeders dipping down a little bit and live cattle contracts seeing steady prices. With that report not being on the bearish side of the nature, cash cattle could still have a leg to stand on when asking for higher prices. Now looking at the local auction front, Pay's Blue Ribbon 2 sale took place this week with interesting demand. It was all good, really, when compared to that December sale. However, the largest price gains came from the short-term bred cows. Sheep sales also had some action, or should see some action coming to Newell today after their 2-week hiatus. Winter wheat contracts also pushed their contracts to 2-month highs after the WASDE report showed those higher ending stocks. Well, that's all for our Ag News and Markets. I'm Andy Schwab. Have a great rest of your day.